I watched Endgame, and then when I watched it, I only watched it once, and I actually, I really really liked it. But I remember you saying like, yeah, it's good, but it's a really hard movie to rewatch. And I was like, well, I haven't experienced that yet, and I probably won't experience it for like 5 years because I don't plan on
Yes.
rewatching them anytime soon.
Yeah,
Um,
because okay, here's the reason why I say that it is kind of like a hard rewatch. So, like obviously any rewatch, you know what happens,
mhm.
and this particular movie, the first 2+ hours of it are literally people coping with how the world is after everyone has been snapped out of existence.
Yeah,
And I'll even start from the beginning. So the movie opens up with Hawkeye and his family, and they're just fucking basically having a little outdoor barbecue moment. Like they're just chilling,
yeah,
making some hot dogs, and I guess his wife is asking, what everyone wants on their hot dog. He has a bunch of kids. He has at least 3 kids. So he's just living his family life. This is after like the whole Civil War stuff has happened, and I don't really think he wasn't really a part of Infinity
I
War.
don't think he was in the movie at all.
Yeah,
No.
he wasn't a part of Infinity War. So yeah, he wasn't a part of Infinity War. So as far as he's concerned, um, he doesn't even really know what the fuck is going on in the world somewhere else with this whole Thanos thing. Like the way it starts, you can tell that he's just living his regular ass
Yeah,
family life.
because Thanos
Except,
happened in a day, yo. Like,
yes, which is I still think that feat in itself puts Thanos in such a crazy tier. Like he is wild for getting all the stones in one day. Or I should say in one 24-hour period. Like, yeah, it might have been one day into the next day, but I don't think that Thanos' snap and the time he arrived on that ship was more than 24 hours. Like, I'm pretty sure it was within a 24-hour period. Thanos is wild. Um, but what I really love about this opening now, like when I watch it now, I look at it from different eyes with the rewatch. And what I love is it's cool to see how regular people, right? Like what regular people experienced when the snap happened. Because what we got to see at the end of Infinity War was the other heroes, the other fucking the other heroes and everybody how they took it. Like what happened to them
mhm.
in the moment. And they were all fighting for their lives and stuff anyway. So when they're getting snapped away, like yes, you definitely feel it and it definitely sucks to see superheroes disintegrating, but how does this affect like a regular Joe Schmo who might be walking down the street with his girlfriend or his wife or his daughter? How does this affect regular people?
Yeah,
And this scene served to show how you could literally be watching, I don't know, Game of Thrones with like you're having a watch party and literally 4 people at your watch party disintegrate.
yeah, they're just dust on the ground, and you're like,
Yes.
what the fuck is
And you
happening?
see how what I thought was so cool, you see how he starts running around because
Yeah,
he doesn't like
he
it's
has
so
no
cool to
idea
get
what's
this.
even happening. Like
He has no idea what happened. At least with the superheroes in Infinity War, they knew what just they knew Thanos won. They knew Thanos won. They knew that he made the snap because that's exactly what they were all fighting to stop. So when it happened, like they weren't. I mean, I can't say they weren't surprised, but like they knew what caused this. He had no idea. You could tell he was running. He ran into the shed. He started calling for the kids' names, who
hmm
he literally could just see a second ago. And it's kind of that scary thing where something bad is it's bad. Something is wrong, but you're kind of in that state of disbelief. And he's calling disbelief. He's calling out to everyone. No one's there. They were literally just there. And then it just kind of starts Avengers Endgame. Like the movie just kind of goes into. I thought that was such a fantastic opening, especially the second time watching it, because it's like, holy shit, yo! Imagine just being around regular people. You don't know that this fight for, I guess, half the universe is even happening, and then people just start to disintegrate.
Yep.
And because Thanos snapped half of all living creatures out of existence, um, it's kind of like a 50-50 on every human being. It's also cool to see that several people in one family could just get taken out.
Yeah.
Like he lost, like it could have been him, right? But instead, he lost his entire family. Like all of his kids and his wife, all of them. It didn't
Yeah.
leave one kid, it didn't leave his wife,
If
it
you
didn't
have
leave like
10 family members, it doesn't mean that you lose 5 of them. You could lose your whole family, and another family
yes.
could be completely unaffected.
Yes, there are families, like theoretically, like we don't see any, but there are families who probably were completely unaffected by the snap. Very low odds, obviously, but it's still possible. Like if your family is like 4 people, y'all might all win the coin flip,
hmm
and then at the same time, you could be Hawkeye and turn into Ronin because your entire family got fucking off by it. it just really shows how when Thanos said it's gonna be random, like it that shit that shit was random.
They were flipping mad coins.
The idea of the snap is so fucking cool to me. I feel like I could talk about just the impact of the snap for hours, but I'm gonna try to keep this quick. So you remember at the end of Infinity War, like the secret scene where they summon Captain Marvel, Nick Fury.
He hits the beeper.
He hits the beeper. And
what would they have done if she just got smoked?
Oh God, yeah. I mean,
what if he hit the beeper? Like, he could have hit the beeper, and she could have been smoked. Like, it wouldn't have mattered.
I don't even think I never thought about that, but she actually could have just got coin flipped and lost. Like she could have gotten coin flipped, and then then actually there's no shot. Like there's actually because she was so necessary, but because like she saved Tony, who didn't invent time travel. But the snap at the end of Infinity War in a special scene with Nick Fury, you see like helicopters and shit crashing into buildings. And one of the things that I always thought was interesting is, okay, Thanos snapped half of all living creatures out of existence. But, like, my man definitely killed a lot more people by snapping half of them out.
I remember we were talking about this on the Infinity War episode.
Yes.
Like, you may have snapped out half, but you killed more than half. Because, like, helicopters are crashing in the buildings.
Planes? Planes are coming out the sky. Also, car crashes. Can you imagine, Kenny, how many fucking car crashes there are going to be?
It's so wild.
Like, the amount... Okay, so, they say that, like, driving a motor vehicle is way more dangerous, way more deadly than taking an airplane. Like, more people die in cars than they do in airplanes, right?
Because airplanes basically don't crash anymore, at least once in the U.S.
Yeah, airplanes are, for all intents and purposes, as in terms of travel, public transit and stuff, they are relatively safe compared to every other form of travel. Yeah. So that's just a fact. Now, anyway, so cars, I just think about all the cars on a road, and you know how, like, a lot of people, they go above the speed limit. Let's say you're going like 70 or something, which is like a very normal thing that people do. They go like 70 miles per hour. If you get snapped, the accidents that are going to be caused, your car is going that fast, and it's not being, like, no one's steering it now. Like, no one's steering the car. And this is happening to multiple people on the road at the same time. There has to be a catastrophic amount of deaths that were just caused to the people who were left from just people getting snapped out of existence.
Yeah, everybody that was on the highway when the snap happened that didn't get snapped also died.
Yes, like a ton of people, like Mack trucks, like people who are operating the gigantic, 18-wheelers and shit like that. Those people who get snapped out of it, they killed a lot of people.
Why?
There's just a lot of death that is, I mean, you could even take this further, and this is, I'll get off of it, but like someone doing open heart surgery, like I'm doing open heart, like you get snapped and then your fucking tools just fall in the person.
And that person's just not dust yet. He's chilling. Well,
that person is left. Like they're a living creature still, who's being operated on, or any kind of surgery, really. And let's say every fucking surgeon in that room gets snapped away, which is a possibility. Like they all just get snapped away. Like that is also so fucking. It's what, like, a lot more people die than 50%. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to like talk about that for a little bit because I really do think that is insane. And it also reminded me that there's that show called Manifest, I believe, that literally just stole, I shouldn't say stole, but like it literally took the idea of,
I heard about that. It's like a plane that disappears or something, right?
A plane disappears and then it comes back and it's 5 years later.
Yeah.
So it's literally Endgame. Like it is literally Endgame. It's about people integrating back into society after having been gone to them, I don't think any time has passed, but to everyone else who's just, that didn't happen to, I think 5 years passed, and like maybe it might be longer than 5 years. I'm not exactly sure. I never watched it. I just heard about it. But I remember one of the big points of contention in the show is that one of the guys, he's like married, and he comes home and his wife is remarried to some new guy.
Yeah.
And the idea of that, you can't be mad at her. It's been 5 years, right? Like she was a widower, and she probably mourned widow, and she probably mourned the fuck out of him. And then she moved on, and he got remarried. That's what people do.
Yeah,
that's what people do. Like and he probably, like, if he actually was dead, he would probably want that for her. He would probably want her to be happy and move on and not live her whole life sad about it. So like when
Not
I think
me. You
about
stay sad, all right, bitch. If I die.
yeah, yeah, I know some people are
No,
like
I'm
that
kidding.
toxic that toxic shit you're saying right now is a jet and death. Some people don't feel like that
I'm
as a
kidding.
joke. Some
But
people are
that said,
genuinely like
if I do die, consider the fact that they might bring me back. You know what I mean? So,
I
and,
consider the fact they might bring me back. Like, who the fuck are you that you might be the first person that fucking come back? Get the hell out.
look, man.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, we have full video versions of our podcast episodes available on the IMNerd Patreon, as well as exclusive content.
If you'd like to listen to our full podcast episodes or find us on any other social media platforms, you can do so by clicking the link tree below.